All right, everybody, Power 105.1. We got Kiana Ledé on the phone. Sis, first of all, before we do anything, I got to tell you how much my girl and I love this album. Because when she found out, when I was like, oh, I'm going to hop on the phone with Kiana later this week, she's like, wait, really? And she was so excited. Like, this album is it's amazing. And I want to also wish you a happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So what was it like dropping this album on your birthday in quarantine? Because it was like a week, 2 weeks ago. I've lost track of time at this point.
Yeah.
But tell me about dropping it on your birthday and just celebrating your birthday inside and all that.
It was amazing. Sorry. It was amazing. Honestly, I think considering the circumstance, it was my debut album, so it was a weird way to put my first one out, but I'm actually really grateful that it happened the way it did. It sucks what's happening, but I love that people really get a chance to like zone into the music. They have nothing else to do, literally nothing to distract them from it, so people are really just getting a chance to really sit with it. And I have been getting so much support. I mean, for, like I said, considering the circumstance, this has been like the best experience so far.
I know, because, like I was telling you before how I found out about you in 2018 and I saw the buzz building. But then like one day, like I just went on Twitter and I just saw you posted everywhere. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, tell me she dropped an album. And then I saw and I was like, oh, she got Lucky Daye, Black, MoneyBagg Yo. I was like, this is amazing. And I was so happy to see that because of how great your last project was too. So it's like, and the fact that we're in quarantine, it's like now everybody's like, all I do all day is while I'm doing my work. So I think now is like arguably the best time, especially for your genre of music to be out into the people, because everybody's kind of in their bag a little bit. Everybody's just home chilling and whatnot. How do you feel like this project, since I was talking about your last project, how do you feel like this project kind of like differed from what you put out before?
I think I kept calling this album like the grown-up version of Selfless. I feel like it's a perfect in-between mark of myself and Selfless, my two EPs, because the first EP that I released, I was depressed as hell. And I was very me, but just in a really sad state of mind. I had no sense of like self-worth. I had some, but like not very much because I was really young. And I had just gone through a breakup. I got cheated on. Like I was just not, after dating someone for 3 years. So my whole life was changing at that point. And I didn't realize it was for the better at that point. So I was just really sad and down. And then after that, myself, I went through another breakup, but it was more on my terms. It was very positive. There was nothing bad between me and the dude. It was just like I needed to focus on me and become the woman that I was going to become. And I was searching for that sense of self-love that I had never had before. And I finally started to get it, and I started making choices based on what I wanted and what I needed for myself as a woman. And I started really, really feeling myself, and I loved it. I still have that same sense of confidence. But I think I was more trying to prove to people that I knew who I was, and prove to people that I loved myself, and prove that I was worthy, rather than just believing it myself. And I guess I was presenting it in a way that wasn't necessarily completely me. It was a phase, but it wasn't completely me. And now I kind of took that confidence and went back to my center and myself that I had in Selfless, but added the confidence from myself, and that became this album.
Wow, I feel like that whole explanation was perfect. Like that hasn't said any better. And you could really tell on this album, because I feel like, compared to your last project, I feel like you feel more present on this album. Like you feel like, you're more involved, you're more there, you're a little happier too in some of these songs. And that really got the shine. And I think that, adding the likes of, MoneyBagg Yo and Black, it like added some different types of tones to the album that really were different from the last album. You know, like what was the decision to like, you know, because MoneyBagg Yo is not far away from the type of music that you make, but it's like it's on like a different side of that spectrum.
Yeah.
So like, what was it like? Because you know, Lucky Daye, Black, those all kind of make sense. But what's up with the MoneyBagg Yo feature? Because like it was great, but it was like also so like kind of out of left field in terms of like, oh wow, like I didn't think that she would have him on the project.
I think for me, like Labels is just the most fun song out of all of them, and I wanted to put somebody really fun on that song, and MoneyBagg Yo is fun.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys got to work together on the song, like, or was it just like, I'm gonna send it to you, you send it back?
I just sent it to him, and then he sent it back for that song in particular.
That was but that was definitely like a great choice because I love how like that song ended up coming about. And I know you've been doing a lot of these, or you've done a few of like these live concerts. So what's it been like? Because I'm sure you had plans to do like a tour, to go out and perform when this album came out. You know, how is, for you at least, because I've had like, you know, I've interviewed other people and they've had different experiences when it comes to these live concerts. For you, how is it different from, you know, how have you been adjusting, I guess, to doing like lives and Instagram lives and all this and whatnot?
Yeah, I think the positive thing about, well, let me start with the negative and end with the positive. The negative is that I see what people are thinking all the time. And sometimes I get really in my head, as anybody would. When you're, especially when I go on other people's lives. When I go on my own lives, it's not that bad because people that want to be there are watching. But when I'm going on like other people's accounts, that's when it starts to get a little bit like people just, that their opinions are not warranted, but they really think they are, and they think they're worth something. So they just post and comment. And sometimes I get in my head because I'm like, why? Like, I'm literally just trying to do something good. I'm trying to spread some music, spread some joy, spread some love and some authenticity. And the only thing you want to say is negative, but I'm like, you know what? People are bored. So just let them be bored. And then the positive thing about that is that everyone gets a front row seat. So people that would be typically, you know, in the back because they can't afford like a really good ticket, they all get to see it right on their phones. Right. So that's the good part about it. It's weird because I have like a really weird anxiety with social media. It really freaks me out.
Really? I was gonna ask you that too, because I saw in February you posted this thing on Instagram. You know, I did my research. I saw you posted like this group of pictures. One was with Koi, and there were a few other pictures in there. And I read your caption. You talked about like your stress and anxiety with dealing with social media. So I wanted to ask, like, since now we're in a time where all there is, like, 7 p.m., soon as it hits 7 p.m., like 6 IG lives pop up, right? So like, I understand. But how do you feel right now where it's only kind of like about social media and that's the only way we really have to connect with each other?
I think it's weird because I literally just posted that, like you said, in February, I think. And then this happened, where we basically live on social media now. So it's really crazy, the timing of it all. But it has been helping me a lot with that anxiety, because I kind of have to push through it every day and just allow myself to be who I am. And it's a good practice for me. And it's part of my job. So I have to get good at it. I have to be better at it. I think my thing is I'm really good at being authentically me outside of my phone. And then once I get on my phone, I start, like, all the fear sets in and I start to like really guard myself. So it's really helping me break down those barriers. It's a good thing overall.
You know, it's crazy. I was like relating to what you were saying about being on live so we've recently over here, we started like a Twitch channel. So I've been gaming a lot online. And then
what do you play?
We've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Yes. My man is literally playing that right now on the couch.
Get the hell out. Do you play?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do when this is over, we're going to get you on Twitch one of these nights with us. Because I feel like that would be hilarious, okay? Are you good? I'm not going to make an assumption.
Have you seen my Instagram? No, I'm not good. I literally just play for fun. Like, I used to be decent. Like, I've never gotten even 30 kills. Like, I'm not that great. But right now I'm sucking because I'm just starting to get back into it. Because I'm playing a lot of Fallout right now.
I love Fallout.
And the mechanics are just different, you know? That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Got you. So your man's playing it right now. You play it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you in the game because you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, they be crazy in those Twitch streams. Like, I'm trying to compete with some of these pro gamers, and they're just out of control.
Yeah, I think the amount of times that I think I would be more entertaining than me actually playing the game, because the amount of times that I cuss when I'm playing and how angry I get is really entertaining.
That's fine. Yo, Twitch got a mature like content button. You click that and you could curse as much as you want. They won't even at that point. We're gonna work.
That's where I belong.
Something else I wanted to ask you about to get away from the video game stuff. I wanted to ask you about, because I saw you and Ari Lennox put out the video for Chocolate, and I loved it. And I think it's so interesting how, you know, I've seen Kaylani put out her homemade video for Toxic. I've seen this video now. So how do you go about setting up one of these home like music videos? Because I know it's like over FaceTime, but like obviously like there's different aspects to a video and you want to make sure that you capture it correctly. So how have you been doing like these home music videos?
I mean, that one was kind of just like spur of the moment. I just thought, what else are we gonna do? Like we had all these plans to do a bunch of high budget, really cool stuff, and because of the quarantine and the pandemic, we weren't able to do it. And I was just thinking, like, we have to get a video out. People love me and Ari. They love us together. So we have to, you know, put something out where they see us both in the same place. And because we couldn't do that physically, we just decided to do it virtually. And it was funny because we're both we're so outgoing, but it was such a weird experience. Like, I've never shot a music video over FaceTime before. So it was definitely a little awkward, but with us, we were just making fun of ourselves, and it was so fun.
No, it looked cool because it felt like, you know, when you do these big budget music videos, it's like, okay, like it's not like unnatural, but obviously like they're like, you know, there's like a set, like, okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this here. But then like over the iPhone video, I felt like both of y'all got to like, you know, goof around, be your natural self, and kind of like show people like, you know, the real side of you that, you know, they don't really get to see too often, on top of the fact that's like, all right, people are doing this like at home now. Like, this is what they're doing. They're probably dancing around, putting on clothes over FaceTime with their friends. So I kind of loved how like you guys were able to touch people in that aspect of like, you know, kind of linking up with your fans.
Yeah, I think another way that I look at it too is like, if I was talking about some hot dude, I'd call my friends and talk to them about it over the phone, over FaceTime. We do that all the time. So it's just a really realistic version of a video, I guess.
Yeah, no, I love that. So what I've been doing is when I do these interviews, I've been asking artists to kind of like give their advice or send some positive words to those out there that are, you know, obviously stuck at home, whether it be fellow artists, creatives, or just your everyday people. So I guess what words would you have for people at home watching or listening to this and who might be struggling during this time, whether creatively, financially, or just, you know, dealing with their own mental health?
That's a really good question. I know that for me, like I'm a person that's struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life. And I'm reading this book right now that's really good, or I'm audio reading it.
Okay.
But it's amazing, and it's called Untethered Soul. Okay. And it has, my friend got it for me, my friend LJ got it for me for my birthday. I'm a person that's also really sensitive, and I think that's why I'm very sensitive because I struggle with anxiety and depression. And this book really tells you about how to kind of detach emotionally from a lot of things that are out of your control. I tweeted about it and put it on my Instagram the other day, but one of the quotes from it is everything will be okay once you are okay with everything. And it's just it really opened my eyes to the fact that like life is not inconvenience, it's not struggle, this is all supposed to happen, like it's all life. Right. So by being less pessimistic and less taking life less personally, you can live a happier life. And I'm really just trying to practice that. We're sitting here with our thoughts all day long, so you might as well work on yourself and focus on yourself. And yeah, I would say that maybe reading that, taking a peek. I'll be tweeting a lot of shit from the book because I'm like obsessed with it right now. Doing that, and then also just reaching out to your friends. I mean, everyone is lonely. You're not a burden for reaching out and talking to other people. Everyone, like, no one has shit to do. So you might as well just reach out and have a good conversation, play a couple games or something with your friends. And just remember that this is not the end of the world. Like, I had my first breakdown about everything that's been going on yesterday about like not being able to see people. And I was just thinking, like, it's so hard to think about, like, because we've been doing this for like 2 months now. It's so weird.
At this point.
yeah, like it's so weird to like, this is what life is right now. And it's hard to see the other side of it and what it's going to look like on the other side. So I think just trying to conceptualize that and picture it in your mind of what life is going to be like when we can go outside again, so that it feels like this is not going to be life forever. That's something that I've been trying to focus on.
Man, that is great advice. I think that might be one of the best pieces of advice that anybody I've interviewed over this quarantine has given me. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to me about all these amazing things that are going on in your life right now. Let the people know what do they got to look out for? What you got coming up? If you have anything coming up, I know quarantine got things a little messed up, but let the people know what you got to look out for. And yeah.
Well, we're working on the deluxe album right now, so
that's exciting.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say? That's it?
Yeah, just be ready for more music.
Amazing. Thank you so much for chopping it up with me. And Kiki out now. Go get that.
Thank you.
Kiana Ledé.